What's up, everybody?
How you doing? I'm good. You?
Good, man.
That's good. Another
Uh,
beautiful Tuesday
another beautiful
in
Tuesday.
the sunny capital Canada, Ottawa. Beautiful weather. Can't complain about that. It's been
Beautiful
cold
day. A lot
recently.
of, may as well just get the heaviness off right off the bat.
Well, I was gonna try to lull
Avoid it.
people into a superficial sense of comfort, but if you wanna, you don't want to drop the hammer, get at it.
Well, I don't know.
Yeah. Okay. So it's been a beautiful day. It's been a really, good couple of. Well, I know it's now. You got me on that track.
Yeah.
I was
Despite all
actually.
the heaviness, things are good. Things are good.
Oh,
Still
yeah.
thankful. Still, I figured a part of the theme today could be like just, resilience and like prayerfulness and pulling through and
Being an unrelenting force as well, and not allowing difficulties and trials and tribulations to overwhelm you. You need to obviously rest and recuperate when you are struck down and when you are shattered by the weight of the world at times, but you can't allow that to break you.
yeah
And ultimately, we have to be strong for people as well. You particularly, you may as well address what's on your heart, Paul.
So my girlfriend Sierra's mom passed on the other night, and in a really not good way. Too early, still young, lots of life left, and really unfortunate circumstance. And it's just it's just painful, sad, very tragic, and it's kind of just like shocking, and it really puts a kind of like a pause on just the hubbub of life, and makes you reflect and kind of just take another inventory about like how you're coasting through and the things that matter, and that each day really is kind of a gift, and nothing is guaranteed or known, and it's a strange thing, the grieving process too, of just like the questions and like the sadness, and you get angry and sad and question everything. And anyways, that was one. And then my cousin Brian, I wore this for Bragg Eye, one of his art pieces, just thinking about him and praying for him too, going through stuff with his son who's getting his brain checked out and in the hospital for further investigation into just what's up with him. But I feel the emotions coming through for Brian and Nadia and their stuff. But it just kind of makes you go through the emotions. And we did a good smudge yesterday and prayed, and I guess just continue smudging and praying throughout the day, and more to come. But lucky to have some community and some people looking out and praying also, and family praying, supporting, and I'm glad I'm sober going through this stuff and have like some reserve currency about my composure and ability to kind of remain focused and
because if you broke down, you'd just be useless to everyone else too, right?
Being steadfast.
Yeah, in that regard, many prayers to Seirra and Brian and his family, and prayers to Seirra's mother,
Christine.
Prayers for her. May she rest in peace. And may everyone find peace over time, because that obviously takes time. Um, and yeah, it's close to home, and that just shows you the finality of life itself. We're all gonna die one day. That's the reality. You just don't know when your time is up. And we like to believe that it's always in the distant future, but death is the only other evident thing in our lives other than our own life. It's the only thing that is a guarantee. And what happens between then and the end is what we make of it. So it's good to reflect on that and never forget your own mortality, and to not take it for granted, and to really try to embody your own truth that you find within your heart. Don't put that off.
Yeah, and live each day to the fullest.
It's difficult to do that, in the grind. You know what I mean? Like when you're just
Wow.
in the humbug of this world, like live each day to the fullest. It's hard saying that to like the fucking guy who's framing houses in -30. He's just going home to fucking eat a pizza pocket and fucking try to fucking get out of the next day, or like the nurse who's like fucking on her 8th overnight shift, who's just grinding it out, or or even the homeless guy who's like just struggling to get his next hit, because his body's in such bad withdrawal that like without that he's really suffering. So in that regard, like live each day to your best ability, your best ability.
Keep striving. Yeah.
Don't give in to that darkness, man. Don't give in to anything other than love, people perceive that in many different ways, but everyone finds their own path eventually. And their own path, like the real path, there's only one destination, so.
Yeah, reinforce that love around you, that's for sure. I was talking to Kevin today just about some of the stuff going on with him, and yeah, it's just another one where it's like focus on the love we could create and love we could make, and the positive ripples we can try to. What else are we doing? So,
yeah, you gotta harness that within yourself so that you can try to be a reinforcing power when you're surrounded by others who are really, really going through suffering. And there's a lot of suffering in this world. There's always been a lot of suffering in this world. There always has been. There always will be. That's like a direct component of the human condition.
Yeah.
In this world, like, we might be living in a very abundant state, but there are a lot of consequences and costs to do with abundance, and that abundant state is also only in some minor parts of the world.
Mm-hmm.
There's so much to take into perspective, and I'm not gonna denounce my own blatant ignorance into the reality of like the far reaches of the human condition that are so varying on this planet. I'm here sitting in a heated house in the basement having this conversation with you. People would look at that camera and they'd be like, "Whoa, it's like." That's some witchcraft right there, buddy. And then they'd throw a wooden spear at you.
Yeah. Yeah. The fortunate, the luck of it all. It is bizarre, man. I kind of feel at odds at times that it's just so lopsided and...
yeah, but like statistically... Like I was listening to a couple of guys chat like a week ago, and they're like world travelers, and they were saying like the happiest people they ever saw were like also the poorest people. And one guy said it was like like a poverty-stricken community in Africa. Like he came across these people, they were all smiling, they were all happy, they were happy to share and all that. Whereas you look at the stats for the Western world. Mental illness is of absolute crisis statistically, and it's taking more and more people annually. People are on more drugs than ever before, right? No one's happy, but we have the abundance, right? So what does the abundance actually offer you if you don't actually truly feel as though you've earned it, you know? Because those people in those poverty stricken, they know what they're getting for dinner, and they're working hard to get that. Their mud hut isn't, that lovely, but, the boys have put that mud hut together, and they're all dancing around a fire at night, singing the songs of their fathers and mothers, and they have true community, they have true connection. So that's like the issue, right? In modern, technological, capitalistic, we're not democracies, I'm not going to say that. Just Western civilization, it's the disconnection.
Yeah.
Right? And honestly, like, I feel like I've heard this for so long.
The
like,
abundance is like overlooked.
This is known, right? Like, so many people have been talking about this for such a long time. Like, the disconnection due to technology, it's what's driving the wedge between us and our own humanity and our own human experience. Despite knowing that, we are addicts to it. And we go for that quick hit, It's like every time you go to check your phone, it's like, oh, yeah, oh, hold on in. Like, so despite knowing that these are detrimental to us overall and our way of life overall, and we know deep within that it would actually really, really benefit us to disconnect from it all, we just choose to continue down that road.
Right. Let's like do a challenge for the phone thing right off the top of this one.
Yeah, dude. So we'll do this, and then we'll challenge you guys too.
Yeah.
Me and Paul are gonna stop going on our phones for a year. We're not gonna go on our. I'm just fucking.
Start tomorrow.
We're not touching our phones, man. And if we do touch them, it's just to call 911 because we see someone on their phone.
Well, what's reasonable?
The digital Stasi.
We could be realistic and reasonable about it. Be like, okay, check in your email, check a little thing, post a picture, share a song. But then, like, how much is reasonable? Because I know that when we're doing like the, actually looking at all the hours that we're putting on the phones, it's like not reasonable. It's like we're doing a shift of work on our phones.
You're smoking crack.
Getting dopamine hits like crazy.
You're getting high.
Yeah, we're getting high like crazy.
Might as well start drinking again.
Well, we got to look at each addiction for what it is, And I really
to escape
feel
your
that
own being, so you don't have to deal with the self.
That you've been habitually programmed into being this like dopamine searcher every 10 seconds, so there's that issue.
Yeah,
but then so if we challenge ourselves to put down the phone pipe, and
pick up the crack pipe,
dedicate more time into the other stuff that we need to have more focus on, and be accountable and keep track of that. Maybe that's a way to like look at it, that you're not keeping track of how much you're not on your phone or that you are on your phone, that you're keeping track of to the flip of where you're putting that.
So all you got to do realistically is set each phone has this. I believe it's just a
off switch.
Yeah, there's an off switch, but you also just have like a screen time reminder, right? So you can only be on your phone for an hour a day. So like if you're on your phone, you're doing, as you said, like, okay, you're checking your fucking
20
emails.
Minutes there,
you're
20
doing
minutes
this,
there.
You're doing that, you're taking that phone call, right? You got 20 minutes in the morning, you got 20 minutes in the afternoon.
Dude, you almost have to break it up into 10-minute chunks.
And, imagine, I'm not going to lie, how much more productive we would be as a society if we actually chose to do this. We are being mined. Yeah. Our data, our essence, everything is being mined to build artificial intelligence. That's why we're using technology. People don't realize it, but everything that you're doing, it's all algorithms. Yeah. We're feeding this beast that's being built. And I know it sounds like, oh, what are you talking about? No, that's what the data is being collected for. And it's honestly the most valuable asset on the planet right now. That's why artificial intelligence and social media engines and all these different platforms that directly correlate to the media-driven internet, they're the highest grossing companies in the world. They're worth more than anything else because that's the most valuable. You know, so it's all you're being mined. So if you stop being mined, you can start mining again. You're not being harvested, you're harvesting again. You're utilizing your own creative essence rather than just being fucking siphoned by these parasitic entities that are not seen
Right.
in this reality, but they exist, man. They exist.
We are the
Yeah.
supercomputer.
We are, yeah. We're the
And
intelligence.
we got to take our
We're the biological intelligence.
we got to take our thunder back and become more of ourselves and more of our own sovereignty, and not let people, exactly, make us into this product and this. But going along with that, I was thinking like, not only like the phone and getting our time back and getting a part of our, well, it's like our essence of what all of our creative ability and potential goes to when we're not constantly searching for dopamine hits, where we're creating stuff and making like life happen on our own terms. But I was thinking of something else. I forgot it. But the phones, putting down the phones.
And build a garden.
Yeah.
That's what's that song called?
Build a Garden, I think, maybe. Willie Nelson's Son. What a beautiful song.
Yeah, Build a Garden by Willie Nelson's Son. That's the name of the band. Willie Nelson's Son. Nelson Willie. You're trying to remember something.
I'm trying to remember it, but maybe it'll come back.
Yeah. Maybe it will.
So the AI, computer stuff, the hive mind, leading back to, just being free again. And what was the other part? The challenge. Yeah, so I want to involve people. If you have any hankering that you're in the same position as us with phones, I feel like it's a global catastrophe of phone use.
Because it is. Everyone's doing it, Paul.
And
everyone's talking about
regaining our freedom in some sort of capacity, or regaining some of our humanness, not being the product. And our brains are the supercomputer. We are the intelligence. So, I mean, just recapturing some of that and having some fellowship on that journey, that, we're coming back to some sense of regaining something that was lost, maybe together. So chime in and, for anybody listening to this, encourage your friends, encourage yourself, and, whatever we can do to do some of this, put in good energy towards it. It's only going to benefit us.
Yeah.
It's our dovetailing with what we were talking about, grieving process of death. It's like, we only got one life, we only got so many hours in a day. And we don't know the thief in the night thing. We don't know at which time the thief comes to take us.
No.
So it's like, we really do have to make each moment special. And
just don't take it for granted, man.
It's precious.
Be present.
Yeah.
Be present. Try to. It's the most difficult thing, and we all struggle with it, Be aware of your intentions.
Yeah.
And pursue them. You get dopamine out of doing things you love. You also get dopamine out of doing things that have no benefit to you whatsoever, but directly benefit something that is beyond our own scope of consciousness. You can build yourself, or you can build something outside of yourself for someone else. Where's your energy going? That's the question you should ask yourself. Determine where it's going,
Yeah, just watch where it's going.
It, that's all.
Yeah.
If you can't do that, well,
it's kind of your mission to do that in a way.
If you can't do that, then
It's your energy.
It'll be a rough ride. I remember, man, like, and the thing is, like, when you actually get on the path of reclaiming your life, it's a never-ending fucking journey, right?
Yeah.
And it's not all sunshine and rainbows, that's for sure. It's actually probably more difficult than just hiding out in an alleyway and fucking boozing yourself while you're hanging out in a dumpster.
Well, you got to be accountable to reality.
Yeah.
You can't hide, you know? That's like coming out of the darkness into the light.
I
You're
think,
like,
honestly,
you got to look at the festering wounds and like kind of actually do the.
I actually regret what I just said, because actually being in that moment of pain when you're like so fucking lost, that might be like that's the
Just what you
catalyst.
need.
That's the catalyst.
Sometimes, but think of the countless days where we've done that to ourselves. And like, you know, like you puked again or something and you're just like, whoa, I'm doing it again. And then nothing.
I'll never do this again. And then all of a sudden your hand's
next
shaking
day,
and you're fucking getting at it all
so,
over again.
Yeah, I don't know what really, you know, how much heartache do you need to
wager?
Yeah, how much
Consistently.
There should be like you know, a certain amount we're willing to put towards it, but then be like, okay, you know, at some point I'm going to cut off that suffering wager and be like, it's not worth it anymore.
There's enough suffering without you suffering.
Well, and like,
And you're going to suffer regardless of whether you're choosing to imbue yourself with more purposeful suffering. You're still going to suffer.
Dude.
So why make it more difficult? That's the thing, man.
Is it because of the responsibility you think that we're shirking
we're all
a bit?
abdicating responsibility, personal responsibility, because that forces you to accept your own flaws. It's not others. It's you.
That's the harsh one.
A lot of the time, right?
I think the harsh reality is that you're like, fuck.
I'm fucked.
I fucked that up big time, and it's like I shirked a whole lot of responsibility to stay in this infantile kind of state.
Yeah.
Where you're like, yeah, the Peter Pan syndrome, or like not really maturing to the cause of, dude, the room doesn't clean itself. I hate to go back to that, but it's like I realized that on my own personal thing that it's like, who wants to do a month of dishes? Like,
no one.
Nobody.
But it's better to do them every day, because then you don't have a month of dishes, homeboy.
Yeah, it's the thing.
Right? You clean your room up every day.
Easy lesson, but it's so stupid.
Oh, yeah.
And anyways, so, man. But
clean your room.
You got to learn that lesson, man. And
clean your room.
Well, it's just like taking the responsibility. Is like the easy road.
Isn't it wild though how like Jordan Peterson like got so famous and he was saying such basic things? I love that guy. I hope his health's doing all right and whatnot. Obviously, he said some things that I disagree with, but I've said some things that I disagree with too. So I'm not a judge. But you know,
we're all
crazy.
Growing, even him.
It's so crazy how that guy was just like, guys, you have to clean your room, and people were like,
the simple
what?
Yeah,
clean my room. You're like looking around your bedroom.
Start with a little bit of discipline, and then it transcends into every part of your life, really. Seeing some of those shows like themed with Japanese characters and stuff, that it's like there's this massive discipline and respect and like cleanliness into that tradition that's like, holy smokes.
Talking about the Japanese?
Yeah. They're like,
they're just like the Germans. They're like the Asian version of the Germans. Both very disciplined, tight,
clean ship.
People. I don't think the Germans are like that anymore.
The aesthetic was like impeccable.
Yeah.
But anyways, there's interesting through lines of like how we all have manage or not manage our discipline and our own functioning, you know, ability to manage your life and take care of stuff that you need to take care of.
Yeah.
Not caring those, I guarantee you, one way to destruction. It's good when you're like, oh, actually, I do care. You notice it too. I noticed it when I welcomed taking more responsibility. Then I was like, oh, I do appreciate having more cleanly stuff, you know? like bathrooms and houses and stuff.
Dude, I remember when I like had my first apartment on my own, and I was still like a caveman, and like my dad came over for dinner one night, and he was just like, Brandon,
It's dirty.
I've raised you better than this.
Yeah.
And like that was just like my fucking wake up call. I was like, you know what? Like I remember seeing you doing dishes till 11:30 at night. You know, my dad would do that.
Yeah.
And I was just like, you know what? Like, fuck, I need to emulate some of these good characteristics that my father, like, actually didn't imbibe me with. I gotta stop being a rat. Sewer rat. I stopped being a sewer rat. Every day.
You in that dank.
Wasn't like horrendous.
Yeah,
it wasn't horrendous, but like, you know,
I
when you're
could
like
tell.
fucking early 20.
You're like a year's worth of grime that you just.
Well, I
like,
wouldn't say a year's worth of grime, but like, it wasn't up to standard.
Standard, yeah.
You know, it wasn't up to standard.
Up to code.
It's probably like, I did clean, but it wasn't as good as it could be.
Yeah.
Because it's a reflection of your inner state too, your external surroundings. That's why when you do psychedelics, you want to have like a clean environment where you know where everything is. You know what I mean? You want everything to be in order because you're about to put yourself through an immensely chaotic situation. So you need your external to be in order so that it can actually reflect into your internal. That's why it's called like set and setting. And then like obviously in sobriety too, like you want to know where everything is. You want everything to just be in order.
Well, and it does.
Life should be in order. Society should be in order. We're in like a state of mass psychosis right now because nothing's in order. And it's all been purposely driven that way. That's something we could talk about for a couple hours.
You definitely need to feel how good that peace comes from when you had it cleaned up and good and it looks good and you feel good. Yeah, look good, feel good. You feel that inner peace.
Look good, feel good, be good.
And then it kind of connects dots. You just kind of perform better mentally. And it's true, man. I noticed that for me. Yeah. When you've gone from like a weird, chaotic looking, even just your bedroom, and then everything's folded and put away, and then you're like, thank you. Feels so much better.
That's the way it was meant to be all along.
Feels so much better. What were you saying? You could talk about for 2 hours?
Oh, just the state of the world, how it's been like orchestrated to, and then, yeah.
Well, we gotta, we're working on that whether we like it or not through our own programming, and it's like,
you gotta be the change.
Yeah, we gotta be the change we want to see, and we gotta reflect and discern a little bit of our programming and see what our cultures are up to and see what the leaders, what we're seeing with the like Epsteins and the Trumps and these billionaire guys is that they're not connected to a spirit of like humility or like a spirit of something good that
they're completely detached from God. Or you can call it a spirit of humility or whatever, but they're actually in open rebellion and they're just doing the worst things possible purposefully because they believe that's what they deserve because they're powerful, even though they're...
Oh, and they're working for the...
forces of evil.
The super corporate crazy elite. And it's like, man, what are we doing on this planet? Like, where is, our connection to like... I guess our rallying, the bell of bringing the good together and remembering it's like we're not divided. We are human beings together, and that we got to do some basic stuff together and not judge each other. And remember, we're all on this journey together, and we all have to be patient with one another while we're doing this and not be tearing the shit out of each other and ripping each other down while we're trying to heal and do these things. So it's like the people do really need to kind of like rally and unite to face these things and not let like, dude, I feel like it's constantly like Robin Hood and like, the kings and queens are pulling off all this stuff and setting all these insane rules. And people are just like, oh, well, oh,
I'm gonna.
the economy is down and we still can't hunt or use the Queensland. It's like, get out of town, man. This is all make believe. You know, we got to step back into reality, like how Mark Carney said, "Oh, we've just been like going with the lies forever." Fuck that, man. You know.
Yeah, they're the ones that fucking
You
saying
put the
all
lies on
putting all the
everybody
lies into law,
they
man.
put the lies into law, and then the
Yeah.
banks are all about the
You know, the
fraud
thing
and the
is,
lies
it's a system that's been created over a very long period of time that is just so
based on that illusion and deception and manipulation of other people for their own prosperity and gain or whatever. But it's like,
That's how it's always been, though. And that's probably how it will continue into the future. So it's just really important to be aware of that game that is being played and playing it only in so much that you are doing so to eventually vacate it entirely.
by turning off
know,
our phones
because,
and
yeah.
turning off the screens.
Yeah, like and just like you gotta like that's society. Like human society has always been controlled by elites, and it's always been structured around the hierarchy and power, and the illusion of democracy is like really vain. Like people are always like looking like there hasn't been a lot of actually functioning democracies.
You have a
in
choice for
sense.
which douchebag you have now.
Yeah, like it's kind of like
You know?
democracy. I'm not gonna say it's like to the same extent as communism. Like they're both great ideas. Communism's never worked. It always turns into an absolute dictatorship, and like democracies always just become oligarchies.
Well,
they're
the
in
constant
effect,
through
too.
line of all these attempts that are kind of shitty attempts to mask the same problems of banking and money and these things that are still just elite based.
It's all in the spirit
Hierarchy.
of power. It's all in the spirit of sin. It's all in the spirit of oppression, suppression, and ultimately like just taking control. Because that's what people want. Like, you know, like the thing is none of us really have control. Like you have control over yourself, your actions and whatnot, but outside of that, like you don't have control.
Barely.
Well, like
Maybe a little
you
bit.
can influence other people. You can exert control and power, but that's not the way we're meant to live. You know what I mean? And that's the issue. Like we're not
Well,
meant to be like that, but exerting it
yeah.
over others is what gets some people off. And having that power is what more people want and want and want, but you can't take it with you, and it's not true.
Well,
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just detrimental to it's unnatural.
Well, and
You don't see any animal, anything in nature is not seeking power. Nothing in nature seeks power.
well, and the society that's like completely lost its way is not. Yeah.
It's not
Well, just like with the power and control.
it's parasitic.
They've lost.
It's not symbiotic.
They've lost their sense of self. They've lost their sense of control. It's full of mental health issues and like poverty and welfare and like nothing is as it seems. The programming is more hardcore than ever, and then adding the phones and the dopamine hits where it's like, you know. You're like, what sense of control do people really think they have
Yeah.
if they're just on this crazy ship that's sinking? That's what I was trying to like drive that point that it's like, dude, for what we think of control of ourselves and our ability to be sovereign human beings with our connection to spirit and God, and then be like looking at life for what it is and being based in reality. Like, what is real here? It's like our fundamental ability to just be and let be and not have this like mass delusion and, you know, like deception and manipulation be a part of our constant life. That's my frustration.
Yeah.
It's like we're on the sinking ship and we're at this part where the banks, everything is it's like futile because it's so the debt is so high and
Yeah, it's all
the sinking ship
Paul.
is
Like,
it's sinking. But
It's
at
isn't
some
like a
point
sink-
the people have to be like, hey man, what is this ship that we're on?
Yeah, never expect that. So never expect that. If you're aware of what's going on, you got to focus on yourself, your family, and other people who are like-minded and actually develop a plan in that regard. Never expect society,
There's
never
gotta be-
expect the masses of humanity to actually do anything, because this has been proven time and time again throughout history. People want the easiest route. Okay,
Yeah,
people
but do you think the awakening and like the revelations is like that is a thing that is
for
supposed
some
to
people, yeah.
create?
Yeah, so it's always two opposing groups of conscious-minded, positive and negative. That's what always clashes. But what I was saying in that regard is never expect the majority, the masses, to have some kind of mass awakening, and they're like, "Oh my gosh, why am I a bank teller? I never wanted to be a shopper's drug mart. It's this oppressive system." And then they're like, "Wow, I see it all for what it is now. We got to do something about this." That's not going to happen. Okay, because a lot of people are actually just locked in cyclically, unconsciously, habitually.
Yeah,
It's just
I
the
wonder
way
if there is the ability to,
have a mass awakening.
yeah, where we see,
We
dude,
gotta.
it doesn't seem that crazy. Hey, we all could tell that the governments are a bunch of corrupt fucks. That's the starting point. And then we're like, why are we funding all this war all the time?
Nothing
And
makes
putting all the
sense.
money in taxes constantly, and then we let these bozos trash the economies and make everybody fucking poor, and then okay, the big changing of guard, and then there's no longer this empire. Dude, we're just gonna do the same story again while all these whatever globalized elite people just fucking shirk and jerk, and then continue being fucking insanely wealthy and powerful. It's like, how does that make any sense?
It doesn't.
So the people, that's what I'm saying. The people just realize, okay, dude, we can't. It's got to be our connection to war and money, dude. It's like the way we see these things.
Yeah.
Like we have to, find a different means that is something that people understand and could grasp and realize that, dude, this pursuit that's like insane, where it's cutthroat, is not sustainable or positive in a happiness generation way. So, dude, what is the world we want? And be like, hey, man, like, at least we could try to unite and offer solutions.
Okay, Paul.
Towards this.
You can do that on an individual scale, and I can do that
on a global scale.
Okay,
It's got to be global.
Okay, that's absolutely delusional. That's absolutely delusional. It can't be global. It doesn't start overnight, and there's also forces that would work against that immediately. You can talk about that, but all I'm trying to say
but
is...
if they could pandemic, then you could do the opposite of...
What? Well, come on.
Something.
Come on.
Why not?
They are in control of countries and entire militaries and global shipping routes.
Yeah, I know, but...
that everyone is dependent upon.
Good ideas could still go, though.
But good ideas are brought forth by very incredible people all the time, and they don't take off like wildfire.
Yeah,
It starts with you, and you connect with other people who are actually on that vibration, and it's not like
dude, the world is on this vibration.
But you don't just get into the NHL once you pick up a hockey stick.
Well, no, it's not about. It's not about being a professional.
Well, what you're talking about is actually a pretty big idea.
Yeah, but it's the same idea everybody's been wanting and hoping for probably for thousands of years. They want to be free.
A lot of people just want a fucking loaf of bread at the end of the day.
I know, but dude, you're never gonna be happy like that.
Well, they're fucking happy when they're eating that loaf of bread, though.
Like, have some butter.
Yeah.
Need butter and jam.
Yeah.
Anyways,
like my English
I don't know
grandmother.
so I feel we're just touching on those things that it's like the universals of that we want something better for the world, and that we feel cock-blocked by some powerful people, and so we gotta
Dude, yes.
unlock some potential towards that, and it's like we can only do it together. It starts on the grassroots level, I'm assuming, and it's like we're not the first people to talk about this shit.
No, a lot of people talk about it all the time and have since the dawn of time. Like, this is not a new idea. It's just a very difficult one to enact, and it starts on the individual basis.
Yeah. So on that note, I think, unhooking from these...
Yeah, we went from stop on our phone. We need a spiritual and
it dovetails that we're being
revolution.
Sucked. Our spirits are being sucked through the fucking screens and the phones.
Everything is, yeah.
So the quicker we unhinge from this like phone thing, dude, it's 1984. We need people to just read the synopsis of that book, look at where we're at, and then ponder our relationship with the phone and the screen time. Have that brutal encounter with your screen time maybe and just take a little peek and be terrified about how much time we're giving to it.
Yeah.
I don't even want to look because I know that it's ridiculous. And
Man, my phone's such a piece of shit.
I want
to
to change that. That's one of my primary goals for this year is to do it. So let's do our challenge. We'll report back next week.
Yeah, we're only going to use our phones for an hour a day.
10-minute intervals where you get morning.
And you got to put it down, homeboy.
And then put it
you
down.
You can check it out in the morning, and then you can check it out at lunch, and you can check it out after dinner, and then
who's in with us?
Like around 8. Everyone's like,
give us a like on the video if you've watched this far and you want in.
Yeah,
give us a like.
People was like, what?
They're like, fuck these guys.
They're like, buddy, I've fucking been watching this video for
on my phone.
40 minutes. You fucking
canceled their 1 hour.
Yeah.
All right. We apologize ahead for.
So what you got to do is just watch this video in 10-minute fucking intervals over the course of 7 days.
Yeah, not
that way you'll really get the tidbit. Yeah, like, even you think about how difficult that is. Anyways.
Dude, it's like giving up fucking cigarettes again. It's annoying, dude.
I gotta stop doing everything. I just gotta go live in the jungle and fucking swing from trees and collect papayas, and fucking hunt down wild flying rats and skewer them.
Bats?
Rats, I said.
I know, but bats are a flying rat.
Yeah, that's wacky, man. That's fucking. They are. Gosh. What a world we live in, eh?
Freaky. Dude, I was thinking about this a lot lately, that it's like
Dragons.
We really got set up with a strange-ass world, man, with
poisonous
spiders and vipers.
All the time, man.
I know.
Humans are way scarier than anything on this planet. The depth
I know,
and
but
depravity
it just seems...
of a human being,
yeah,
what we're capable of. I'd way rather fucking hang out with a polar bear than a fucking psychopath. Both would probably eat you, though.
It's a crazy, as far as like first player video games go, this is a doozy.
Well, this is life, yeah. It's not you die. There's no reset to the last checkpoint.
Yeah, I know, but you never know when you're going to expire, for one, in the multitude of crazy ways, for two. And then there's all the other options of just...
Dude, even your fucking, like... You're talking about, like, a role-playing game. It makes me think back to, like, medieval times. Like, when we actually would build, like, towns and build castles around them and, like, actually had to farm the field. And then I'm, like, just looking at this setup in front of me, and it's, like, your Nikon or Sony nice HD camera and your Apple Mac and, like, all these other processes. This is like a fucking... Well, no, this is like a space fucking ship. Like, this shit in front of us.
Some weird layer of some weird
And we're not, like, out there, like, fucking actually doing all these real tangible things. And that's what we're talking about. Like, the disconnection from the real world. The real fucking world. The real life that awaits,
Who would we be back in the King Arthur days? Like, some nerd working on...
I'd probably be similar to who I am right now.
Working on potions?
Probably be a carpenter and a woodsman. And probably serving in the King's army shooting a longbow. That's probably who I'd be. And then I'd have to build houses.
Doing a podcast on the side.
I'd be talking to my fellow yeomen about all the issues. And
we'd be on,
can't stand King Richard.
Corner of the
He's such a prick.
Street.
He doesn't give us enough bread. And we're the ones that harvest it all. He taxes us too much.
Trying to engage the
we're all sick. I have no
man.
teeth left and I'm 19.
Making booze.
Yeah, I'm boozing all the time. Man, come on. You
Dude,
were
the guy at the pub.
But you were sober in this generation because there is a lot of... life fucking sucked back then. If I was fucking in the medieval times, depending on where I was, they would say often in, like, England back in the day, like, life is short and brutish.
Well, we're almost at the end here, I guess. We're coming up to the closing theme song.
Oh, are we?
Final thoughts? Anything else? I think that's a good challenge. I feel invigorated by that. I need, like, more of that challenge.
Yeah, dude. You should do that. You should start going to the gym. That's a good challenge, too, people. Try to get active.
Yeah.
Not saying anything, but I am saying it, actually. I'm actually saying that directly.
Get
Gotta
active.
get active. It's really good for your health, mentally, physically, and spiritually. So get at it. Rock and roll.
A lot of activities to do. A lot of fun to be made and had.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks for watching if you got this far.
And if you didn't get this far, thanks for not watching.
Yeah, thanks for not watching. Love, spread love.
Y'all have a good night now. Until next time.
My heart as it is bumping.
There you go, buddy. That was a rock and roller coaster, eh? How long was that? Like 30?
Same as all the other ones.
That's a good time, man.
Timing for this, it's like 45 minutes.
That's a good time. And that flowed really well, that episode.
We had some chutzpah.
Yeah,